Hello and welcome back to the Made of Me show. As always, I'm Abhishek Gaur.
And I'm Anushka Mechandani.
We are back and we are filming actually together maybe after 3 months now. We'll get a bit more into detail as to what all we have been up to in the last 3 months, what I've been up to in Dubai, what she's been up to here in Australia. So we'll get into that later into the episode. But first, let's get into game time.
Okay, so for today's game time, we are playing Priorities, which is a really fun game. And basically, Abhi's going to pick 5 cards and he has to rank it in order of his priorities from 1 to 5. And then we're going to switch and I'll do the same. So play along with us, see if you get our priorities right. And this is a little fun. It's a fun little way to get to know us based on what we prioritize in our life. So let's start.
So I have 5 cards. I'm going to rank them from 1 to 5 in my priorities. Anushka has to guess. Let's see how many she gets correct. Let's go. Let's see what my first card is. Taking a bath. Okay, taking a bath. Interesting. Second, memes. memes.
Shit, this is hard already.
Women.
Ah.
Where are women in my priority list? Should not even be on this here. I need to still like one women on this. No, I have no need or requirement. Star Wars. Harry Potter. Okay.
Oh
So
my god.
now these are the 5 cards. You can see them listed on your screen. I am going to rank them here. Anushka's not going to be able to see. And then she has to decide what she thinks my priorities are. So I have my answers locked. You can see on the screen.
This is kind of hard. See, now taking a bath, this lazy boy, it's not a priority for him, but he has to, obviously, that's like one of the first things he has to do every day. So I'm gonna put that at number 1, I think, because he needs to do it every day, but also I think he would prioritize memes over taking a bath. So I am not sure. I am conflicted. But I'm going to stick with my original answer. I think taking a bath is number 1. Memes is number 2. And if you want to save yourself, I'm going to put women at number 5. And Star Wars, Harry Potter, I don't think you're into either of them. I don't think he's into either of them. But if you had to choose one over the other, I think it would be Star Wars over Harry Potter. So I'm going to go with taking a bath at number 1, memes at number 2, Star Wars at number 3, Harry Potter at number 4, and women at number 5. How did I do?
You have gotten 1 correct out of all of them.
What?
You have gotten
Women
1 correct. No. You have 1 correct, which is Harry Potter. Okay, so number 1 priority in my list is memes. Okay, gotta have memes because I need the memes. Okay, memes is a way of socializing and connecting with you, with my friends, with everyone. Memes is important. Okay, number 2 is shower. It's not a priority for me, priority more than memes, because I take 1 shower a day. I take a lot more memes. So memes before shower. Number 3 is women, because you are a woman, my mom is a woman, my grandmother is a woman, and a lot of our audience is women. So if you remove women, then
It's a priority for you. It's a priority for you. And
No.
then Harry Potter over Star Wars. So that was why I was wrong.
So then it's Harry Potter at number 4 and
Over
then Star Wars at
Star
number
Wars.
5. Because I don't like Star Wars. Okay? I don't like Star Wars. I dislike Star Wars. Harry Potter, I just didn't watch. And I didn't understand when I watched because I was a little baby. And Harry Potter, the concept of the whole dark and magic and stuff, that still intrigues me slightly more than Star Wars. Or what's the other one? Star Trek. All of this, like whatever this is. So I don't know. I don't like it. It's not my thing. So Star Wars is last. So let's recap. Number 1, Memes, gotta have memes. Number 2, taking a bath, gotta take a bath. But I took it as shower. If it was bath, then it would be under Star Wars also. Then surprisingly, women would have been second. Yeah. So taking a bath, then is women, not to be confused. Taking a bath with women, not to be confused. Number 4, Hari Puttar. Number 5, Sitaro Ki Jung. Star Wars.
Okay, so I have got my 5 cards. Let's see what they are. Number 1 is checklists. Number 2 is noisy kids.
Okay, I already have my answers ready.
Number 3 is pooping.
That complicates it.
Number 4 is mobility scooters. It's those sitting down ones. right?
Yeah.
Mobility scooters. Snapchat filters is number 5.
That's a good one. You have a good 5.
Okay.
Okay, so in this list, there's one thing Anushka absolutely hates, and that's noisy kids. So it doesn't matter what any of the other things stays. Noisy kids is last. I'm not even going to ask her about that. I know it's last. I'm guessing mobility scooters is number 4 purely on default because it has nothing to do with her, but she hates noisy kids. So it goes into number 4. And she would rather have mobility scooters than those normal Segway scooters because those are a nuisance to traffic and public and transportation and driving and everything else. Out of these 3, she likes some Snapchat filters and she does enjoy using Snapchat, but she's not like I need my Snapchat ka filter on this photo. She's not. So that again by default goes into number 3. I think I'm doing really good so far. Now these 2 are where it gets really, really difficult. Checklists and pooping. If there's 2 things Anushka loves in life is to make checklists and has to poop.
It's just too much information
And
on the internet.
she sometimes does put pooping on her checklists as well.
That is absolute rubbish.
Okay, wake up, poop, brush, shower, like that's on her checklist.
That's
for the
absolute
day.
rubbish.
Exactly, it's not because she just goes so many times a day she cannot put on her.
Excuse me?
Exactly.
TMI on the internet, please. And I don't go too many times a day.
It's TMS. Okay, so checklists and pooping. I honestly don't know how to choose. I don't know how to choose between this. I feel like pooping for her, it's not a priority in a sense of I have to do this to stay sane. I think it's just like she just has to go. But checklists are like priorities for her. Like I need to do this to maintain mental sanity. So I'm gonna put checklists: 1, pooping; 2, Snapchat filters; 3, mobility scooters; 4, noisy kids; 5. Did I get all 5?
Yeah.
Woo! I got all 5!
This is just easy. You got lucky. The other one was hard.
That brings us to an end, and I don't know what she's. Okay. So that brings us to an end of game time with our very fun game priorities. As you can see, Anushka is salty AF right now. She cannot believe she lost. I mean, she can. She just cannot believe she lost by that much. If she lost 5-4 or 4-3, she wouldn't be feeling so bad right now. But it's just the manner in which she lost in. Let's get now into our last segment. Let's talk about it. So today we are talking about what it's like to lose again and again and again and again. You want to start since you have more experience in this?
Today, we are doing a little catch-up stash.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about what we've been doing for the last couple of months because we had a lot of spicy questions.
Yeah.
We get asked a lot how we manage things when he's in Dubai and I'm in Australia. How do you guys manage? And oh, long distance must be so hard. So we thought we'll talk about that today. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let us to talk about it. Speak. Baate shante. Anyway, so in January, we both were in Dubai.
In February, we both were in Dubai.
And we basically, he
Flew together.
is so obsessed with me that he wanted to take a flight with me and come in February.
because we were supposed to come in December and I couldn't for some reasons.
Yeah.
And who was it who postponed her own ticket for 13 weeks?
And I'm so obsessed with him that I was like, okay, I'll wait for you. to
Since you
stop
really want to come.
Since you really want to come, I'll come with you. So yeah, I don't know if we've spoken about this in an episode before, but we started the whole podcast in October last year.
August.
October.
No, but
We
August we
started
were like, let's do
discussing,
something.
yeah, in August. So the first time we came to Australia was last year in August. In August, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then after he left, we started discussing it over the phone, and we were like, we should do something really fun. And then I came in October to Dubai to visit everybody, and I was supposed to just be there for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And somewhere my trip ended up getting
5
extended.
months.
5 months. And then in February we flew back together, which was really fun and really cool.
We had your birthday here
We
together.
had my birthday here. Yeah, and that was super fun. And you were here for a month,
Yeah.
right? A month.
Exactly,
Yeah.
1 month. 27th to 27th.
Yeah, and I'm here for 2
Yeah.
because you're obsessed with me. Yeah, so the way we manage our filming, so like now I feel like since October everything has kind of worked out for us because I was there for 5 months, so we were always filming, we were coming up with ideas, and it took us a while to kind of get into the rhythm. And because in the beginning it was quite tricky. I think working with your partner is a bit difficult because
Yeah.
you can get distracted very easily, and then you turn work time into just chilling and hanging out, which
Yeah.
doesn't really
Yeah, true,
help.
true.
And that's quite complicated.
Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of figured it out, and we're gonna give you the brief details on how we manage and what we do.
Yeah. Plus, it's very difficult to keep the other person like to schedule. Let's say we're supposed to film from 3 to 5. If she wakes up with a bad day and then tells me, "Oh, I had a bad day," or "I had a bad morning," now I'm taking that information with me into 3 to 5.
Yeah.
So I cannot tell at 3 to 5, yeah, but what happens in your outside life is none of my business. I cannot say that, right?
Yeah.
But at an outside job, you can't show up at the job and say, "Oh, I woke up and I had a fight with my neighbor or with my sister or with my dad or my cat was not letting me sleep or
Yeah.
this or that." Like, you can't say that to them.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna be like, what do I have to do with any of this shit?
Yeah.
But at the same time, they can turn around and tell you, "We pay you. We are not getting paid as of now."
Yeah.
So at the same time, we have to kind of deal with the shit as
Yeah.
well, because what are we doing it for?
Correct.
Practically nothing at this point.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, so it's a bit,
It's a fine line.
yeah, even if it's two friends, it's still slightly okay because they can tell each other, "Come on, bro, we signed up for this." We will do it."
Yeah.
But with it, you cannot take that emotional component out of it.
No, 100%. I feel like the good thing is, like, after, and I think we've spoken about this before as well, initially we thought we'd outsource everything and we'd put in a bit of money into this, and we'd get other people to do our animations, we get other people to do our logo, our editing, everything, things like that. Like, we literally started with 3 phones and 3 tripods, and we were like, okay, we'll just kind of see how this goes. And we have now figured out our style and what we like. We've figured out a lot of editing. I remember you spent so much time learning like about that editing software. Which
Yeah.
one was it?
First it was Premiere Pro and then
Premiere
CapCut.
Pro, and then CapCut. Yeah. So we kind of really learned the ins and outs, and I figured out how to make animations. And the good thing is that we both found what our niche was within this space. Like, he usually gets the bulk editing of like episodes and things like that, and I'm usually on the short form content, but I'm editing TikToks and I'm thinking of captions, sounds, and he's thinking of like cool effects and the timing and the ideas and the scripting behind it. So it's a full-on team effort. And the good thing is, I feel like sometimes when we are not doing so well in our niches, we kind of switch also, and we're like, you know what, for a change, you do this and I'll do this. So it's a very open space where we talk about everything, because in the first couple of months I think we were a bit afraid to have each other, like, to hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
And we did get into a couple of fights initially also, which was affecting our relationship. But I feel like after we got the flow and we learned and we understood each other, how we work, like, for me personally, I'm a very working based on my emotion and working based on my mood kind of thing, and he's a very, okay, when we're working, we're kind of working, and I'm like, I'm like not feeling it today. So he figured out a way to hold me accountable for that, and I figured out a way to get him to be a bit more emotional and be like, okay, you know what, listen, if you're not feeling it today, you don't have to force yourself to do it, kind of thing. So we found our flow, and that's how we managed working with each other, like as two people who are dating each other. That's kind of how we figured out how to even work and keep it professional. I think one of the biggest misconceptions of working with your partner, what people tell you, is that you're supposed to separate your personal and professional relationship. Like when you're working, you get into a different mode. I think that's a really big misconception. The podcast is a huge part of our relationship. It's huge. It exists. So we can't separate that. If we separated that, our podcast wouldn't be half as good, I think. But yeah, that's kind of how, that's one part.
Yeah, and the part of a relation would feel empty then.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's very important to keep the fact that we are two people who are together and we are also working together. It's important to keep those two worlds mixed rather than keeping them separate, which is one thing that we learned over time.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, now we can talk about how we manage when we are in two different countries.
The way I manage is barely. That's how I manage. I am barely managing. Yeah, that's my managing style. What's yours?
It's been, I think it's not even been a whole year since we thought of this idea. I forget, since we've been doing it.
Yeah.
It's not even been a whole year. So we have a lot to learn, and we have a lot of, challenges to still face and things. But I think we've handled it really well until now, and we keep learning new things, finding out more things, and we keep learning about each other also when we film these episodes for you guys, and we do these kind of games and we get to know each other. We also learn more about each other, so it's really fun. But I think the way we manage, and that's, I think, the number one thing we do to manage our editing and our posting and things like that, is using Google Calendar.
Yeah.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored
Not
yet.
at all. Please sponsor us.
Yes.
Because we use you in and out.
Yeah.
Pause.
I think we started using it in April. Like once I went back to Dubai, we were like, it's now very difficult to plan. Because before, what it would be is, in my head, I would create the plan, and then I'd just WhatsApp it for like the next 4 days.
Yeah.
And
We
then,
used to,
Yeah, that's how, in our
That's how
group
we
chat,
used
we used
to-
to have like the next 3 days for the dates, and then where, what
Oh
time.
my god, we have a WhatsApp group that's just the two of us, and it's called The Made of Me Show. And that's where we put ideas and reminders, and earlier that's what we used to do. So the next week ka plan, we would just put it, like he just put it in a dot point list and be like, okay, we should do this. Because like the difference between him and I is, if he has ideas, he puts it into fruition, and he kind of just sets it, and he's like, okay, cool, we're gonna do this, let's do it. And for me, I'm like, oh, but we can do this and we can do that, and how about we do this, and then I forget about it. So that's the big key difference between us as well. So to-do lists on WhatsApp turned into a calendar with a full-blown plan, color-coded, might I add, and it's
each color for each social media platform.
That's a really fun thing that we do. That's also another thing, actually, if we have to talk about, this is a small part in which we separate, like, especially when we're doing long distance, this is a small way we kind of separate it, when we say, okay, you know what, tomorrow when we get on call, let's just set aside this much time to talk about just the podcast, and then we'll get back to whatever, chilling on call and catching up and stuff like that. Content-wise, what we actually do is, we film a lot in bulk and a lot in advance, and these are the episodes that you guys have been seeing, which is why, like, now when he said at the beginning that we are filming after 3 months, it's been a while, but this is how we kind of do it. So we bulk film in advance. I've had a lot of people ask me this, even in person. It's like, how do you,
asked, like,
because
oh, I thought Anushka was not in Dubai, which you guys just posted.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, we shot that like 6 months back.
It's insane. Like, there are so many episodes that we watch back now and we're like, oh my god, like, are we...
Today is July 7th, okay? It's July 7th while we are filming this.
Yeah.
I don't know what date it's coming out.
No, we're not.
It's July 7th. There are episodes that we filmed last year in December that are not out yet.
Yeah.
There are episodes we filmed in March which are not out yet. There are episodes that I filmed of myself in November which are not out yet. So we have like little bit this much also, but little bit that much also.
Yeah.
It's a bit,
it's quite an adventure, and we are our biggest criticizers when it comes to our show. So
critics.
I got excited. So when we watch our old episodes and things like that, now we're like,
Yuck.
oh, should we post this? We're so cringe
Yeah,
of
oh
it.
my god, yeah.
Yeah, and we feel like that so much. But yeah, that's pretty much the bulk of how we manage. I feel like I've just been yapping.
Love it.
I'm a yapper.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's kind of how we manage posting, filming, scheduling. And one big shout out to his mom, Janvi Auntie. She is an absolute goddess, and she is also on a lot of she has her own place in our show. And whenever she also obviously films content for us, we have a lot of that in our bank as well.
Yeah.
So that's a huge perk to have his amazing mom on our show.
And yeah, let's wrap up the episode by saying one thing we are grateful for.
Arey, that was a great. Let's talk about it, and
So that was. So that was.
Just do it. Just do it.
So that wraps up a very wholesome filming experience that we have done after a long time. A full episode of some awkwardness in the beginning, and then just comfort, and then Anushka having her zoomies by the end of it with her yappers
Yep.
going on. And we will end by saying one thing we are grateful for.
Yep.
And I realized in one of our old episodes we didn't do this, but yeah, continue.
You start because I yapped enough just now.
I am grateful for time. It seems to change sooner when you want it to, and slower when you don't want it to. So thank you, time.
Okay. I am very grateful for the love and affection that we have got on this podcast. There are so many people who I didn't even expect to be watching, and my mom tells me, my dad tells me, my sister tells me, and my friends tell me that, my friends, someone is watching it, or my colleague from this office is watching it, or my friend's grandmom is watching your show. So it's just insane the kind of love and affection we've got on the show, and we are currently at 20,200 subscribers, which is a huge deal. I think back in October when we started this, we didn't ever obviously we expected it to go really big, and we're still expecting it to, but so soon, and just the way it all happened, and it's just a very big milestone and a big achievement for us, and that's something that I'm really, really grateful for. And I'm grateful to each and every single one of you who takes the time out of your day to sit and watch our episodes, even if you watch 5 seconds or 50 minutes or whatever, how much ever you watch, it really, really does mean a great deal to us.
Thank you, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You follow us on all our socials. The Made of Me Show, Abhishek_Gaur_ Anushka Michandani with 2 eyes. And we're what?
Don't forget,
Don't forget.
we're here for you today,
Tomorrow.
and every day after that. Bye.